or reality?
Well, for Greeny, me personally, it is fantasy. I'm taking Bijan Robinson, but I would say this is like if you had the chance to flip a coin 100 times, it might land on heads 52 times and tails 48 times. So it's not that I feel decidedly different about Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson, but I would take Bijan number one overall for the simple reason that over the past 2 seasons, these two guys in their apex as players, Bijan Robinson has had more games with 20 plus fantasy points than Jahmyr Gibbs, and fewer games with 10 or fewer fantasy points. Now, circumstances have changed for each of them this year. Neither of them has a legitimate backup running back behind them as they did the past couple of seasons, but it's splitting hairs. I lean towards Bijan Robinson. The data on ESPN.com has told us that clearly drafters prefer Jahmyr Gibbs, as his ADP is 1.5 overall, 2.5 is Bijan Robinson's ADP as of right now.
Yeah, I think people maybe have more faith in the Detroit offense to score touchdowns than the Atlanta offense to score touchdowns. The Lions last year, it's almost like a season that didn't even happen.
Yeah.
They went from being great to like just completely forgotten about. They finished last in the division. Are they a team that we should be paying more attention to?
Absolutely. They're going to have one of the easier schedules in the NFL this year. They're healthy-ish. I think the problem where the doubts start to come in, they lost their starting center that they went out and got in free agency in Cade Mays. They also have 2 safeties that are bona fide players in this league, all Pro Bowl type of players who haven't practiced yet in training camp. So you look at this team, and yes, the schedule they have, Jared Goff is going to be there, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. There's so many weapons, but are they going to be healthy enough to make the type of run that we think they can?
Yeah, I'm not concerned about the offense in any way. I think that offense is going to be fine. The question, and it's the same question for a lot of that teams in that division, is how is that defense going to hold up? And that's the real question. The Lions defense has been the kind of Achilles heel for them the last few years. They want to play aggressive man defense, which is hard to do consistently in this league unless you have healthy people in the secondary who are also excellent players.
Well, let me get one more in here very quickly while I still have Yates. The Jackson Dart is QB 7 in the rankings that I have seen. Field, is that fantasy or reality?
That's reality, Greeny. It actually might be too low on Jackson Dart, who last season tied a record for the most consecutive games by a rookie quarterback with a rushing touchdown. The Giants eventually pulled back on his rushing because he was so frequently being checked for a concussion in the blue medical tent. But this is John Harbaugh's team now. He just coached Lamar Jackson. He knows the value of a dual threat quarterback. And Jackson Dart, just go ask the Denver Broncos. He can carve you up with his arm. He didn't do so with a great supporting cast last year. Malik Neighbors being healthy makes it a better supporting cast going into 2026.
We touched on it, Graziano, a little bit earlier, but it is trending towards Malik Neighbors. No one is saying it directly, but it is trending towards him being ready when the season begins.
Yeah, he has come quickly throughout training camp. They've been very impressed. It was a surprise. Go back to late July when they didn't put him on PUP to start training camp. That indicated that the time he'd spent rehabbing in late June, early July had been incredibly productive. And then seeing him out there yesterday without the red no contact jersey, that's a significant step forward. It is very possible that they'll have Malik Neighbors early in the season, possibly week 1, and that he'll be a lot closer to the version of himself we saw before he got hurt last year. That would be massive for the Giants.
And then a final one that I'm ad-libbing right now for you, Field Yates. Who is the HRJ this year? Who is the highest rated Jet on fantasy boards?
Wow, where are you going there? The answer is Breece Hall, Greeny. Breece Hall, who, of course, is perhaps a touch uncertain to play in week 1, although Aaron Glenn continues to say with confidence that he does expect him to be ready. It is Breece Hall who, the downside for Breece Hall is, of course, that touchdowns are going to be harder to come by in this offense, but it is a legitimately good offensive line, and he is an incredibly talented running back. He's my RB16 overall.
All right, Field Yates, one else does. Yates working through this marathon. Graziano has put his shirt back on. J-Mac and Neek are here. We are rolling along. And so, Yates, we're going to play a little game this morning called Fantasy or Reality. We'll start with this. Patrick Mahomes is being ranked as the 15th best fantasy quarterback. Yates, is that fantasy or reality?
That is fantasy only, Greeny. To be very clear, nobody is saying Patrick Mahomes is anywhere close to the 15th best quarterback in the NFL. I have him a little bit higher in my fantasy rankings, but that number 15 ranking overall is not that crazy of a thought. And there's a very specific reason. Greeny, you may recall that last year Patrick Mahomes was running for his life. As a matter of fact, He scored the 4th most fantasy points per game of any quarterback last year, just using his legs. He's now coming off of a major knee injury. Patrick Mahomes will not be running nearly as much in 2026 as he did last season.
I think a lot of people kind of down on him and down on the Chiefs and forgetting about. It's amazing how quickly we move past things. What do you think of this?
I think the big question is, will Cyrus Allen, their rookie receiver, continue to play as well? As well as he has in the preseason, because they need that weapon. I think if Simmons is healthy at tackle and Walker can have a rushing attack, it takes the pressure off Mahomes. If you ask Mahomes to make big plays here and there, and Allen steps up. And they need to hit on defense. Peter Woods and Mansour Delane on defense. If those two draft hits hit, I think this team can be competitive.
There's a lot of ifs and ands.
So many ifs and ands. So many.
But Greeny, I don't think it's as much doubt on Patrick Mahomes himself. I think it's more doubt about the cast that surrounds him being so similar to what we saw a season ago outside of Kenneth Walker III. And I agree with you on Cyrus Allen. We're talking about a rookie 5th-round receiver being able to be an impactful player on the offensive side of the ball for them to be explosive and be the team that we've seen them be in the past.
Graziano, what sense are you getting out of there? You did that tour. You're talking to him and everybody else. What sense are you getting about Mahomes as he gets set to play on that Monday nighter against Denver?
Yeah, all indications have been positive so far. I don't know if he's going to play in that last preseason game. My guess is probably not, but they feel like he's been able to do everything they've asked him to do. It's pointing toward a week 1 return, even though the Chiefs haven't come out and said that. Their priority has been keeping him safe. So far, they haven't put him in any situations where he'd be in harm's way, but obviously that is coming at some point, and Mahomes seems ready for it. When I was there, Greeny, he was testing the thing out, trying to see if he could move around, move around to his left and throw, move around to his right and throw, trying to see if he has all the strength back in that. But so far, he has checked every box.
Let me go back to Field Yates on the next one here. If I said, if you have the number 1 pick in your love, the LaFleur brothers are preparing for joint practices tomorrow between the Packers and Cardinals, and Matt is ready to welcome his little brother, Mike, to Green Bay.
If there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
Okay.
I like that.
This is a football coach's way of settling business, I guess.
I like that.
If you and your identical twin brother, Devin, were to get tagged in and meet on the 50, who's walking away?
Are we really asking? I hope Dev is watching. I would whoop on the 50-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
He has no
Let's go.
in that type of fight. The people in New England knew when I got there. There was somebody that needed to shut Devin McCourty up. Just tag me in.
What do you think of that?
Oh, I'm on.
Someone
J-Mac.
text Devin.
Team J-Mac, let's do it.
Someone text
Devin. I need to make. In fact, we need to do this. Let's make this happen right here in the studio. We need the McCourty brothers to go at it.
If it happens,
yes,
we got to jump in.
No.
And it's a team. We're a team, Greeny.
We are a team.
We are a team, Greeny.
Don't jump in.
If the film, we got film afterwards. We are picking out the people who faded to the background, Greeny.
Right, and I'm one of those people. I will, assuming by we you mean you, and we will absolutely jump in. All right, let's run the hurry up now. We got news all around the National Football League, and we got Graziano to give it to us. Dan, the Giants, what is the latest on Malik Neighbors?
He was out at practice yesterday without the red no-contact jersey that he's been wearing all through camp. So that represents a step forward in the work that they will allow him to do in practice. All the reports since training camp started on Malik Neighbors have been positive. Earlier in the offseason, things sounded very bleak, but I'm told by Giants people that in the time between the minicamp and training camp, he